Oh my gosh, you guys. I already have an opinion in my mind based on the size of this box. I thought this was like an auto ship or something else. I'm like, oh yeah, it must be something, because I haven't really ordered anything from HSN for like last week or so, or whatever, like 2 weeks, right? Since like the craft day. Is that a week? Oh, I don't even know. But I looked on my HSN list just to see, like, should I do a haul today or just wait till more things come in? And I'm like, the only thing I've ordered is Crafter's Companion 'Tis the Season. And I'm like, oh, is that it? So then I turned it over, it does say Crafter's Companion, so I think this is it. So if this is still available and you're interested, I'll have it linked in the description box. I know it's still available, actually. Those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchase times to those links. You know, might be on share sale. I always link whatever I can that has availability. Other than like Crafter's Companion themselves or things like that, you guys can search it out there. I'm assuming that I was gonna say that. Let me just grab this and then we'll leave the box. My little receipt there. So, this was a complete bundle. I don't know if they had a bigger one, but it's $100, you know, they're on HSN, and my only issue with that is usually when they're $100, you have the 12 by 12 paper pad, and so apparently this is $100, but it has the 6 by 6 or maybe 8, yeah, 6 by 6 paper pad. I did not expect that at all. Honestly, I looked at it, you know, all the different things, and I just thought this was a bigger paper pad at the price point, you know what I'm saying? So that's very interesting. I don't know. Anyway, and it's gorgeous paper, so that's really what I was excited about, and I must have misunderstood, obviously. Let's see here. Let me pull this open, and we will check it out. And I don't know that I'm going to work with it today, but this will be a quick video if I don't, so we'll see. Very gooey. Oh, not good. Beautiful papers. Again, I mean, the papers are gorgeous. Double-sided. I need to get this in a larger paper. Look at how beautiful. A little bird with this beautiful little mistletoe or holly he's sitting on. We got that wreath. I usually like starting from the back forward. It looks like the backs of the pages are very similar. A little bit modeled, you know, something more simple. Merry Christmas on there. Yeah, what's up with that? I'm gonna have to look at that, because I'm telling you, I think there were some sheets in here that supposedly you can cut them like in 4, or they have different shapes or, you know, sizes within it, and I was like super excited. So I don't know, there must have been a larger one maybe, and I just happened to pick up this one, and the other one was probably sold out. I don't have no idea, to be honest, but there it is. It's gorgeous paper. Would I have loved a 12 by 12? Yes, I would have. All right, but we have all these things again. I mean, I have these kind of sets that enough to just like I don't even know, tons of holly and like, you know, little bits like this, but super cute. Let me open it so we can see like the sizing on it though. Yeah, it's mini. I don't know if you can tell by the size of my hand and have all these guys. So it's little stuff. Look at, no, you're so cute. But again, I have tons of these kinds of things already. But I really wanted this collection to check it out. Part of it was these things, even though I like coloring, I'm not the best at coloring, but I feel like if you color this in with just like a little bit of color here and there, it'd be really pretty. So again, a bummer that they don't really have a lot of inspo on this packaging, but I like that. These are, I'm trying to see if it tells you. If it was going to be photopolymer, you'd think it would stand right out on there. That the cushion, okay, no, nope. So let's open it up and check it out. Only because the image of it looks like it's photopolymer, but I have a feeling it's not. These are interesting. No, this is acrylic, definitely. Look at the edge, that hard edge, and yeah, it's acrylic. Most times companies, if it's photopolymer, they will tell you it's photopolymer because obviously they're a little more expensive. But that's a really pretty image, and again, the sizing on like the die of that's a pretty good size. Sorry about the lighting. You know, the seasons are turning a little bit and the lighting is getting crazy, so I have to work with it. Like right now it looks a little bit dark. And I probably shouldn't be messing with it while you guys are here. See, it's how it's more blue, more yellow, more blue. I don't know. Let's do that. Okay, so this one has the beautiful like pine cones and mistletoe, it looks like. Some little like fur. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Wishing your family health and happiness throughout the coming year. Really pretty. Again, about the same size as the other thing. I thought these images were really... a lantern. You guys, you know, I love lantern stamp for die. Just gorgeous. The little, I would say cardinal, right? With the different... I love the, like, dried fruit. The whole... and not dried fruit like you eat, but like potpourri. The look of it. Really pretty. Yeah. Okay, and then this guy is just a die. It's called Festive Friend. Of course, I think some of the examples of this are paper piecing back in, which I don't do a lot of, but I think it's just going to be pretty anyway, just to cut it. See that pretty little guy? Little snowdrops back there. Gorgeous. Beautiful cut and embossed folder, Yuletide frame, so it has like the berries, the holly all around. It looks like maybe a poinsettia type thing in here, and then it cuts that center out. Really pretty. Looks like it'd be 5x7. Yeah, 5x7 folder size. This one's also 5x7. This is a 3D embossing folder. I'm just gonna pop this open real quick. Oh my gosh. Let's get this guy open. And a lot of times with something like this, you know, I just toss that and I'll keep this because it doesn't really show anything anyway. And again, recall with the Crafter's Companion embossing folders, you want your paper, the nice side facing away from you, so you're seeing the back side of your paper where the lettering is. For whatever reason, they do it opposite. Most other companies do it the other way. And so it pushes into here, you know. This is raised up and this is embedded or whatever. So you push that in there. And then we have a beautiful foliage border die. It says 7.1 by 2. So of course anything up to 7 inches or even bigger, you just wouldn't, it wouldn't cut that edge, right? 7 inches, about 2 inches deep. Oh, this is interesting. This is already open, but it just wasn't closed. I don't think there's anything shady going on there. It just wasn't closed to begin with. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. So the largest die is 5.5 inches square, so it looks like this guy's a 5.5 inch square die for you, and then you have this piece that you can inlay to that, or just cut this out of like the front of a card or however, if you don't want to use the edge. And then we have this guy, which again is just a cute little image, and then we have the die to cut that out. Robins appear when loved ones are near. And I've noticed that too, Hunky Dory does a lot of robins, and I don't know that's is that typical around here, like for us for Christmas, but it's very cute. Over here in the US. I think it's lovely. Okay, well, you know what? Let me grab some paper and maybe we'll cut this guy. And then, I don't know, something very simple. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm a little torn because this paper pad is already 6 inches as it is. This is huge, you know, 5.5 inches. They're not gonna go together real well. I think I'm gonna have to pull paper out from somewhere else because I was thinking, okay, I can inlay this on a card base or make like a shaker, but unless the card is like an 8-inch square, which we really don't do a lot of, like in the US, like a huge card like that, it's not gonna work out too well. And then even if I did this, let's say I inlaid that and then got some of that pretty paper and put it around and even use this square to make that opening, you know, it's gonna leave like a 1/4 inch all around. This is gonna be like the smallest piece of paper edge, so what's the point of even using it? You know what I'm saying? You know, just this little bit will kind of frame this out. I'm still wondering what I should do. Because even if I use a pretty paper, I was thinking I have that 'Tis the Season from Craft Consortium, which is gorgeous. We can do that, but then what's the point? The edge is just going to be a little bit of paper, but I guess maybe we can do that, and then, no, though, what's the point? There's no point in that. Because I can just use this one and gut it. Okay, so let's do that still. Maybe I'll still put it on here. And maybe, well, let's see what that looks like. Let me just run this through, because I'm willing to, you know, if I don't like it, it's not the biggest deal. This is a 6-inch square card base that I already had in my stash, so it's 6 by 12, obviously scored at 6 inches. And I'm just going to eyeball this. And I'm going to stick it down really well. It is a very intricate die. No, not that piece of tape. It had that little chunk of black in there, and then it'll dig into my paper. So let's say that one, and maybe another piece like over here. I don't care if that's there. I'm going to run this through the Tangerine. I can run it through the Spellbinders machine too, because this is just 6 inches. But I'll be right back. Okay, so use the Tangerine, just run it through. You always want to look on the back side and see if it's cut all the way through, as you can see like the metal, or just to make sure it's a nice crisp cut. I could see that in this area it was still like papery, and I probably should have shown you guys so you know what I'm talking about. So all I did was I put it back in the machine, put a thin piece of cardstock, okay, a thin one. I always start off with the least amount of pressure for any machine if you need to do any shimming. And I ran it back through. As you can see, you can kind of see the shape of the die there when it was on here like this. Ran it back through and we're good to go. So I can see all the different pieces that are cut away. So let's check this little guy out. Again, you can do paper piecing. I think I'm just going to use it as a silhouette when I'm envisioning now, since I'm kind of ditching the paper. But we'll see. Maybe, let's see how much of this is actually cut away. And then we'll see. Ooh, okay, that's delicate. I probably should have scrubbed everything out first. Oh my gosh, how pretty. I love the snowdrops. Okay, so right there's a little area that's still a little bit stuck, but that's okay. I'm just gonna, there we go. Let me clean this all out. And I probably should have cleaned it a little bit while it was in the die, because it is pretty delicate what's left behind here. Especially like in these little reeds over here, or whatever this is. Stems and things. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so of course my infant wisdom, I'm like, I am going to get my gold vellum and, you know, da-da-da. I don't know what the gold vellum is, which reminds me though, I did find something that I'm super proud of, and I was going to lead with this on my next video. I found my glues, you guys, and it was so easy. I was like, I knew I put it somewhere what I would remember, and of course I didn't remember, and then today I was going to go print something, and then I was like, have I looked in that bag? There was just a bag like near my printer, and I looked in there and there they were. So got my babies back. All right. And I'm so proud of myself, because I was going to cave and buy more, and I said, no, I know I have some, I better not. So I have this piece of vellum, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to use this one. But I was thinking about gold vellum, and like I said, I don't know where it is right now. I redid my papers, so I have all my Hunky Dory over here, I have my tonic over there, I did stacks of tonic, so it must be somewhere not quite put away yet. So we'll get back to that. But I was thinking, I brought out that gorgeous 'Tis the Season paper from Craft Consortium. I mean, it looks gorgeous, but honestly, this stuff just kind of fades away, right? With the pattern. I mean, look how cute. Like with the little pattern behind there. Or like this one. Oh, that is gorgeous. Ooh, maybe I should go more with that. But I was like, you know what? I'll stick to this kit since that's what we're reviewing. We're trying out today. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of vellum, because that piece of vellum really makes the white pop, and then that background will show up, but not in a way that it's just like, I don't know, it'll still look really nice. So let me take that, and we can also use that die, but I'm going to cover the whole inside so it doesn't look bad from that side. So basically I'm going to make this almost 6 inches square. So just a little bit smaller than 6 inches, because that's going to go behind this guy. And then we're going to pop in a piece of paper. Now, again, you can frame out that front part of your card to make it look nice, but it's really going to be the smallest little area of paper. Maybe, I don't know. I might still try it just so you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And then we're going to glue another piece of paper behind that. I would glue it to this side, just so you can be like, ooh, how cool, you know, but we're still going to want to write on that, so like you really want to see your writing through the vellum, so I'm just going to glue it right behind. Ooh, brand new bottle. She's really happy to do her thing. I'm just going to put glue wherever I can. Maybe put some on the back of my hand for these small pieces up here. Alright, those snowdrops are really delicate. Just kind of spreading it around, really. Okay. And we're going to pop this guy on here. And let that set up a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my paper pad and kind of look. I want to hold that down for a little bit longer, but I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around and kind of, obviously those aren't going to work. I mean, that's pretty with the little wreath back there. It's going to be very subtle because the paper's subtle already, okay? So I'm going to choose the one that's like the most bold, I suppose, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I have my piece here. This is the one I chose. It's one of the boldest ones. Again, the colors are very light. Oh, but look at that. It's actually a little bit smaller than 6 inches already, because I was going to cut it down to make sure it fits in my card nicely, but that's not bad already. Let me just take a little bit off the side. So I'll just take a little tiny bit, like a 1/16 of an inch or something, and now I'm going to glue this down all the way to the very edges. Oh gosh, guys, my bathroom kind of got done. The reason I say that is because they're supposed to take a day or whatever. You know how you see these commercials, and no. Even when the guy came to talk to us about, no. It took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They were going to come back on the weekend, but I was like, you know, I need a break. And then Monday. And the lever, the spout where the water comes from, because it was a shower, bathtub shower situation, is like jiggly. And I'm like, and the guy's like, yeah, that's how it is. I'm like, that's not how a shower is. Well, tell me what shower you've been to where you go to lift up the stopper so that the water, you know, diverts to the shower head. And it's moving, like jiggly, like the whole thing, not just the whole spout. So he's trying to convince me that that's fine. And I'm like, no, it's not fine. Even though what I had there was 30 years old and it was solid, like there's no moving it, you know. Okay, so they redid a little something. They tried to work it again. This is like 5:30 in the evening. They're already tired. We're tired. It's been taking too long. He's like, well, it just holds on. I'm like, yeah, but it screws on, right? Because I've replaced the old one, actually, that was there before. Just unscrew and screw the new one back on. But they had done something weird in the spout. It's just a whole thing. There's always something, right, guys? And the last thing I would expect would be that, right, from plumbing. I'm like, that's like the basic thing. They got it a little tighter, but I tried it this morning and it still feels a little wiggly. And I'm like, you know, paid a good amount of money for this. I feel like if I just paid somebody off the street to come help me out with it. So I'll probably will call them back. I told them I'll give it a day or so, but I have a feeling I'll be calling you. And they're like, okay, yeah, just let us know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's not good. It really bothers me. All right, let's move on. All right, look how pretty. Okay. Okay. That's very pretty. It's very simple, you know, I mean, we put the whole paper back there and it keeps it nice and sturdy because the vellum and the paper and everything feels really, really super sturdy. Okay, so let's pick a sentiment. I'll pick a sentiment from one of the stamp sets and I'll be right back. Okay, you know what, let's do the Robins Appear When Loved Ones Are Near. Even though it doesn't really have a lot to do with the Christmas part of it, but that's okay. And I'm going to stamp it. No, not that. I was gonna get a scrap of paper and it's already like been messed with. Okay, how about here? And all I'm gonna do is just cut it out and then trim it down and put like a red border or something that brings some color into this thing. Okay, just a really quick card. I'm gonna do it on this side because it looks like that's the even part of the paper. And of course we can use other, what's the word? Dies so that that part is cute, like a little tag die or something, but I'm just gonna do this. Oh, no, I'm gonna do it again. So we'll just do this. Oh, and do it again. See, goodness, I had to find another scrap. Let's try it again. Let's put that there. And hopefully now I don't have too much ink all over. Why do I keep missing that spot? Let's try it one more time. And maybe I should have just used my stamp positioner, huh? Especially after doing it so many times. I think the stamp is kind of messed up there because it feels like, yeah, you can even, if you really look, you see, it's flat there compared to like the next part over and over here too. It's like pushed down. So that's why. Okay. I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to do it again and I'll be right back, guys. You know what? I'm going to give up because look at almost every time. Ugh. Let me try something else. Let's do Let Heaven and Nature Sing. Why not? Ugh, you guys. Not great. Not great. Okay, I'm going to stamp it again with this one and see if I get any better luck. Well, that one's doing the same kind of thing. So let's use a tool. And I'm just going to put this on here like that. Definitely stick that down. And I don't think it's going to matter where this, I should probably clean this off, but let's just see about where it might land. Like in here. That ought to do it. Okay. I like to live dangerously, clearly. Alright, that should do it. And I'll probably end up using a dye because that's going to put it in a weird spot. So this is the other sentiment. We'll see if we can get it going. Even the way it's inking up, you can see how... I don't know what's going on. Okay. I'm just going to use my hand. I don't know where I put my little stamping tool. I'm sure it's under something somewhere. That's better. Just at very end of the G. Well, we'll go with it. But I'm not sure why that's so thick and then like this isn't. You know what I'm saying? But this is better. So I'm going to find a die that cuts this plus a matte layer, possibly. Maybe I'll still cut it by hand. I don't know. I'll be right back. Guys, before I go to cut it, I just want to show you what I'm saying. Okay, so we have a lettering. That's fine. And then the G is the one that's giving me problems. Can you see how it's like beveled? Like it's flat almost where the G is compared to like up here. That's the issue. And the other one was the same, so that's weird. You know what I'm saying? On both of these edges. Maybe it's just this outer part, like this part and then the outer part over here, because that's exactly what the issue is. I know it's hard to tell, but it's the same thing where it's just like flat there and then a little bit higher up in the other areas. Weird. Okay, I'll be back. I have this little die I always just keep kind of near me because it's a good one for banners, but it was a little bit long for that end. Ugh, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is cut this off. Yeah, that sing part is not looking great. You can see it's a little bit messed up. And I'm going to glue this to this. Now, let's see, down here. And then I'm just going to cut around it with my scissors. I could do a drop shadow, but I really wanted like the whole thing to be covered up there. That's funny. But I'll stick it down like this. I normally would wait, but when I'm ready, I'll just kind of do one of these. You can use your scissors, you can take it to your trimmer, I'm sure, but we'll do one of these. And then it's a little bit crooked there. That's alright. Okay. And then from in here, there, we'll go to like here. And that corner will go to like here and see what that looks like. Hey, not too bad. All this part's a little bit crooked, so I can do is maybe cut this one and make it look straighter. That's what we wanted. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. That's why I'm being very careful also because I used VersaFine. But I'll put some dimensionals on the back of this and I'll be right back. I was gonna go for it and just put the things, but I think it still needs a little something. So let's do red. I'm a little afraid to do this, but I'm gonna grab this gorgeous stuff from Spellbinders. It's like that metal red paper, and I'm definitely going to cut it 6 inches. So 6-inch square. And I probably should have cut this down before, but let's go here. What am I doing? 6 inches? Maybe a little bit small, like just the smallest from 6 inches. And same thing on this side. Just a tiny bit smaller. And then I'm going to take the outer die. I already put away this guy. And of course we can gut it however you like, but since we have this die, oh, I want to be very careful with that. And I'm just going to put this right in the center as well as I can. You know, I'm just eyeballing this. And I'm putting most of the tape towards the inside because that's going to be the part that's going to get cut away. This might flex because that happens sometimes, right? That's going to make a bump right there, but that's okay. And then we'll have this red piece that we can use on something else later. Put one more little piece of tape. I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, let's put this over here. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Again, I try to put the tape more towards the area that we'll keep for later. Look at that skinny little border. And this kind of what I was saying, like, does it make sense to even cut into your other paper? Because it's going to be so little, you know? Okay, so I am going to actually tape that down. And when we use tape, this stuff is pretty delicate, so I'm going to stick that down and try and make sure that the tape doesn't, oh, I was going to say do basically that, not that part, but when I stick it down, Make sure it stays flat. Okay, I'm going to frame this all out very carefully, and I'll be right back. This is so dangerous. So again, I pulled a little bit out like this because it makes it so you can kind of lay that on there, see where you're at before you really commit. Just kind of, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Okay, see, I'm already kind of getting ahead of myself there on that one. Oopsie. I'm just going to very carefully pull away our little tape. I might have to square up the card afterwards on my trimmer or something. My goodness. Okay, so now I will put the stickiness on here, and I'll be right back. So now we have this, and I was going to put this up here, but now I feel like it needs to go down here. That way we can see some of that paper, you know. I mean, obviously we have the little leaf and stuff, but it's not the biggest deal over here. So I think maybe just like in here. Very different kind of card. Really sweet. I love the little image. Again, I just, you know, need to work at it, but very cute. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. You know, I wish it had the 12-inch paper, but it is not in this particular kit. But I'll have linked whatever might be available in the description box. I'll have images coming up. Thanks for watching guys. I'll see y'all at the next one. Bye now.